Living with epilepsy is really difficult, and the world revolves around epilepsy for me. The first thing I do when I wake up is take my medicine. I go to school, I think about if I'm stressed or not, or if I'll have a seizure or not. And the last thing at the end of the day, I take my medicine.
Ansley is my firstborn daughter. She was officially diagnosed at age 3. As a mom with a toddler, having seen her go through multiple seizures, it was just terrifying. You know, type A personality that I am, I just tried to learn everything that I could about epilepsy, about food, about diet, about exercise, anything that I could do to help her outcome. And that's the hard part about epilepsy, is you can't control it, and you can't protect your child from it, and you can't fix it.
Epilepsy limits me from doing a bunch of things. I cannot drive, and I'm 16. It prevents me from doing a bunch of social things with my friends because I just am not feeling good. My mental health has really affected me. In 8th grade, I was having 3 seizures a day, and I thought they were just general epileptic seizures that I've always had my whole life. But I got an EEG done. None of them were epileptic. I didn't know what to think because I don't know what else it would have been. I didn't know there was such thing as non-epileptic seizures. To me, the non-epileptic seizures were just as real as the actual epileptic ones because I couldn't really tell the difference. That's kind of my reputation at school too. Seizure girl, because I've had seizures in front of everyone. It just tears me down so much. It's one of my biggest insecurities, having seizures.
It affects everybody to some degree. If you're a parent of a child with a condition like epilepsy or cancer or whatever it might be, it weighs on you. It's the first time in my life I had to deal with some pretty severe anxiety, just constantly worrying about her.
I started going to DBT, which is dialectical behavior therapy, and they taught me all these coping skills to help cope with all the stress and not stress out so much until I have a seizure. So that has really helped.
We were implementing all of her strategies. We did all these things, and slowly the seizures stopped. And today she is a different kid. She has worked so hard. I don't think it's talked about enough how hard it is for these kids who have epilepsy, who have a condition, to deal with it as a teenager especially. I just encourage people to make sure, you're always listening and being an advocate for your child and not to give up. I think there still are fears, and she's still working on how to deal with those fears, but she's come so far.
At the Magnolia Run every year, we've done it for 7 years. We always have so much fun. We get free food, I get to see my friends, and I just get to see everyone that supports me. And it's so good to see that other people are there for me.
I think it's one day of the year that they feel like I'm not different, or if I am, it's okay. And look at all these people that love me and support me.
My mental health has really affected me during last year. I was super depressed, and I would go to school, either have a seizure and come home, or get out at a half-day time, and then I'd come home and I'd sleep because I had nothing else to look forward to. Now, I'm looking forward to the full school day, and I have lots of friends, and it's so amazing to be back in a good place. I can play soccer now. I enjoy school, and I don't look forward to sleeping.
You can do everything that every other kid can do. You go out there and play soccer, and you live life, and don't let it bring you down. She fought this forever. She just was the strongest kid I've ever met. I have so much respect for her over those years.
Epilepsy doesn't defeat me. Epilepsy doesn't define me. Something I'd say to do that I wish I did was focus on the good things and not always be thinking about your seizures. Another thing, when you overcome this, it's something you don't think you'll overcome, so it's a huge flex on the world to show how strong you are.
The Epilepsy Foundation of Georgia provides such a wide range of services and programs for all people living with epilepsy. When it comes to mental health, we have to focus not just on the patient, but also their family and caregivers. To hear someone struggling with epilepsy, but also have the struggles of mental health issues, it's truly heartbreaking. And I think we as an organization and we as people have to reach out, and we have to be advocates for people with epilepsy. We have to be advocates for them and their mental health. We're very fortunate that on staff we do have a mental health first aid trained staff member, and it is our goal that by the end of 2020 that all staff be trained in mental health first aid. It's imperative that we are able to be sensitive to those who need help, but also provide them resources in ways that they can help themselves, but also help their family members and their caregivers know how to help them and take care of them. We don't just care for the person and their epilepsy, we also try to help them manage by doing things like Studio E, which is our art therapy program. It gives people an opportunity to express themselves through art, but also creates a safe space. The relationships that are built and the experiences that this group has is irreplaceable. A huge thing that people with epilepsy, especially children, are missing out on normal life experiences. Take camp, for instance. We are fortunate enough to partner with Camp Twin Lakes and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta to provide a camp experience for children living with epilepsy. Camp Carpe Diem is an extraordinary opportunity for children with epilepsy to attend summer camp and have that normal life experience. And we provide scholarships so that no child can't attend because of financial reasons. Recently, the Epilepsy Foundation added the EF Works employment program. And one thing that we've been able to give back to people who are in our program is the ability to work. The EF Works employment program works directly with employers as well as these potential employees to kind of bridge that gap and make sure that the epilepsy is secondary and that their skills and their abilities are put first. The Magnolia Run is just one opportunity that the Epilepsy Foundation of Georgia provides for people living with epilepsy. It's a day of community. It's a day of coming together and feeling like you're not alone in this. Patients like Ansley can really benefit from the research project our professional advisory board will begin conducting soon. This project will be focused on quality of life measures and how to improve the lives of those living with epilepsy. This is just one of the things that you can contribute to that would have a positive impact. I ran across this quote from Jory Varney, a writer and mental health advocate. "We all face challenges in life that impact our mental health. Everyone has mental health, and everyone's mental health matters." The Epilepsy Foundation of Georgia is the only health agency in the state that's dedicated to serving those living with epilepsy, their families, communities, and caregivers. With your support, we're able to provide education, information and referrals, support groups, employment services, camp scholarships, medication fund, and more. To learn more, please visit epilepsyga.org.